welcome everyone to the Comic Multiverse, where the worlds of nerd meet. And Matt, it's a very special night. I mean, every time we do a show together, it's a special night, but tonight especially because we are celebrating 250 episodes of the show.
Yeah, 250. Already 250.
Hard to believe, right?
I know. Where did that time go?
I have no idea. It's probably helped too that these last 2 years are all a freaking, blur. Not just for us, but for everybody. But
they went really quickly.
That they did. This has been the longest thing that you and I have done, right? Like podcasting, projects. I'm trying to think back when we worked at Name Redacted. When did that crap out? Because I know we were doing 2 shows at once.
Oh, I can't remember.
Neither can I. Maybe some people who have been around that long can remind us, because I was trying to crunch the numbers on that one, but a lot of those shows are missing now, so it's hard to put all that together.
Yeah, I think it got to 150 or something.
Or something like that. I don't know, because we did so many back-to-back, so many so close together.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had thought for a while, they're like, ooh, what special thing are we going to do to celebrate 250? And Matt and I couldn't think of anything. And the fans didn't tell us what they wanted us to do, so this is just going to be another episode. Another wonderful episode. Though that being said, Matt, I mean, we have grown by leaps and bounds, I think, in those 250 episodes. We're simulcasting now, which is pretty cool, on YouTube and Twitch.
Yep. Show's never looked better.
No, it never has. You've been positively killing it there. I got a new light bulb now, so it's not totally dark like it's been the last couple weeks. That's pretty good. Hey, we got people catching us live for the first time there, so that's always good.
Yeah, that's great.
Appreciate it, RBM Kingston. In fact, since we've been doing this show on YouTube and Twitch, we've been getting so many more people, some of whom we've never actually seen before. And I know we're actually growing for the first time in a long time, because we've had to actually start kicking jackasses off.
That's the sign. That's the sign,
That's true, because normally, when we would do it over on Twitch, that was the real ones, who follow us on Twitter and, are willing to go over there and check it out. But here, we're YouTube, we're bigger, up to a bigger audience there of some people we haven't seen before. So it's like, well, I guess we must be doing good. If we were a club, we have to officially start bouncing and asking people to leave.
Carding people as they come in the door.
Yeah, really. Well, there seems to be a baseball card. You can come in. Now, this is a Pokemon card. I'm going to be keeping that, and you can also come in. These are worth a lot of money now. This is how you bribe people now. Yes, thank you, everyone, for the big congrats on 250 episodes. And then I thought, maybe we should do our favorite comics of the year so far, because I know we've done that in past. But I'm like, geez, it's only September. There's not near enough time yet.
No, and it would take me a while to think about that.
That too, and also I figure it's like, well, fuck it, let's just, talk about the books we read normally this week, because I know we got some popular ones that could very well make it onto the best of the year list.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be good. And also, there was a lot of news to cover this week. There was a big video game show with a lot of, comic book multimedia implications.
Oh, yeah. A lot more than I thought.
Yes, I know, right? Tell me about it. So I'm sure people would be very, very interested in that.
Yeah.
So should we get into that then? Should we talk about that? Or do you have anything from your week you wanted to cover?
Not really, no.
Not really. Yeah, me neither. It's been a pretty chill, solid week. I'm still working my way through No More Heroes 2. Silly me, I thought you had to play the first 2 to be up on the story for the third one. Little did I know that there's actually very little story in those games.
Yeah, there's not much.
It's just shit that Suda51 thought was cool at the moment and wanted to show you.
Yep.
That's basically it. This is basically all that's going on. Again, I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm just thinking there wasn't near as much story here as I thought.
No.
I also am getting new couches tomorrow too, so for the last 2 days there's been nowhere to sit in my whole place. I've just been moving this gamer chair from the desk where I work at my laptop to in front of the TV to in front of the computer. My life has become one of those sad bachelor memes now, where it's like, really, that's all he has, just one gamer
chair. A chair and a TV.
It's all I need, baby. It's all I need. No, really, I would like some couches, because every morning when I wake up and every time I come back from the bathroom, I see there's no couches, and I'm like, oh no, who stole my shit? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I did.
Yeah.
I did that. I did the thing. Apparently, my old crotchety neighbors are pissed because like the movers could only come at like 8 o'clock, and they came in like 2 big trucks and everything.
What, 8 o'clock in the morning?
No, 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's like 4 hours past like old people bedtime.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I'm just like, man, we have had bikes and stuff stolen from our parking lots, and somehow you crotchety old people weren't up and watching then, but I get rid of some couches and suddenly you're paying attention. And again, we did the right thing. I went to my neighbors on either side. I'm like, hey, sorry about that. And they're like, oh, I didn't hear anything. Or, oh, I was gone. So it's people from across the way that are getting crotchety, those goddamn across the street neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, that's why people hate to live in a condo, because everyone's all up in your business all the time. I'll think about it when I sit on my new couch. What about you, Matt? Anything to report from your week?
Nah, not really. We kind of dodged a lockdown here the other day.
Oh,
which
good.
Which is good. I'm glad we don't have to lock down. And yeah, I've just been playing. Funnily enough, I've just been playing Spider-Man remastered on the PlayStation 5. Played through the game from start to beginning again, and I forgot like how good that game looks.
Yeah, there's so much going on. I can only imagine how it looks on the new console.
I said on Twitter, like, I don't know what fucking Crossroads devil they made a deal with to make some of these like characters look the way they look, but it worked, and they were able to pump this out. Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, and they've got like a multiplayer game on the run, and then 2 others, which we'll talk about.
It really feels like Insomniac, yeah, like you said, they either made a deal with some video gaming devil, or they are literally from the future.
And the thing is, apparently, I haven't heard about anything about like crunch or anything like that from that company either. So like, I don't know how the fuck they do it.
Feels like they're holding this whole console generation on their back right now, basically. One company. It's hard to do, but they're doing it. And I guess with that's probably the best, best segue we can have there for news this week. And hey, as we mentioned, there was a video game show this week, and on that video game show, they talked about a couple brand new Marvel projects they got coming down the pipeline. The first was the one that we all assumed, and that was going to be Spider-Man 5. We finally got a look at what that is. No gameplay footage, but a cinematic trailer that showed us a fair amount.
Spider-Man 2, not Spider-Man 5.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. Now, see, it's from the future. See, they're passing 2 completely and going all the way to 5.
Technically, it's Spider-Man 3 because there's Miles Morales, but yeah.
True enough. I like they kept the name simple. They're like, fuck it, it's just 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't need to do any subtitle or anything. Gets people knowing what section of the canon it's from. Like, is it a video game? Is it a movie? Yeah, it's a video game.
They should have called it Let There Be Venom. That's what they really needed to do. Let it be called Let There Be Venom. But yeah, we see Miles and we see Peter, chopping it up, fighting crime and everything, which, I mean, the fact that they are both featured so prominently in here, you probably assume that we're going to be able to switch back and forth with them, or there's going to be segments like there was Mary Jane segments in the first game.
Yeah, and they've teed themselves up perfectly for it, because you got the game with Spider-Man with Peter, and then you got the Miles game, and then you got the game with both of them. It's perfect.
Yeah, fits really well. It's fun, when we heard, the monstrous voice from the dark. Oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I love everyone being like, oh, it's Kraven. Oh, no, it's going to be Moreland because, we're doing Spider-Verse. And then finally, oh, it's Venom. Okay, that's fine too, I guess.
Well, that makes sense given the ending of Spider-Man on the first game with the reveal of Harry Osborn being infected by the symbiote and whatnot.
Yeah, the fact that they kind of called the one that they literally, pointed to the rafters and said, hey, we're doing this. Venom's voice sounds great, as I found out later. That's Tony fucking Todd. That's the original Candyman.
Yeah.
Love it. Someone also reminded me that he was Zoom in the second season of Flash. I'm like, oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, back when the Flash was moderately good.
Yeah, I mean, season 2 wasn't as good as season 1 or 3, but yeah. Captain Coon helping us out right away, saying Spider-Man 5, the search for 2 to 4. Yeah. Oh god, we lost 2 to 4 games. Where did it go?
2 to 4 are DLC packs that'll be coming out.
Yeah, really. Now, obviously, too, Venom was the first one they showed off, but the first one had a ton of villains in it as well. So, just because Venom's in here doesn't mean we're not going to see any other new ones.
Yeah, well, I imagine we'll get, like, the Sinister Six back. I imagine Doc Ock will factor into it as well, thanks to his relationship with Peter in that game. As you said, like, Kraven, I'd like to see Kraven. Who
Definitely.
else? I'd like to see Taskmaster come back and try and challenge Peter
Oh,
again.
yes.
That'd be pretty fun.
That would be fun. Have him be like the recurring Virgil bad guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I've come back. I'm better now, but you're really not. Have him this
Um,
time instead fight Peter, fight Miles.
Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, be like, hey, you want to get to that next level, you got to fight me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have they dropped any reference to the lizard again? It's been a while since I played that other game.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's like a couple of references to Lizard in through like articles and stuff you pick up. There's like a guy in like a Halloween costume that's like this looks like
That's
the
right, I
original
remember that.
Lizard. You know, yeah.
That would be good. Yeah, I want some lizard up in there. Uh, again, I imagine someone like the Jackal they would probably save for the third one because it's like, oh no, we could build a whole game around clones and bullshit.
Well, I don't think they'll do that for the third one. I think for the third one they'll do Green Goblin or something because like Norman isn't the Goblin in the first
That's
game,
true.
and I imagine they're gonna like play it through like a trilogy, and the third and maybe final game will be the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin.
True. Wonder if they'll do any Miles specific villains in there. I wonder if we'll get like the ultimate version of the Scorpion, who is just a cartel guy with like a hook on a chain.
I could see that. Yeah, I could maybe see that. I imagine Prowler might be involved somewhere.
Oh yeah.
He was in the
Prowler.
first game.
How is it that Prowler just gets cooler and cooler in adaptation when he's been so lame in the comics for so long?
Because they have to reinvent him every time.
I guess. The chat saying, Sandman and Mysterio. Yeah, you gotta get them in there somewhere.
Or Sandman on like the PlayStation 5 hardware. Oh, yes.
Every grain of sand comes to life.
Oh, that'd be great.
Every grain of sand pop in your eyes. It's so fucking beautiful. And if we could get like Screwball and everything, I'm trying to think who are some like mostly forgotten.
Screwball was
dance
in the
slot
first
films.
game, and I think she was in the Miles game.
Right, I'm trying
It's
to
been a
think
while
like
since
what
I
other.
played Miles. I've got to replay it again.
We're gonna have a whole side plot with the Zodiac, and who's that lady who's a rabbit?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
White Rabbit leaves literal Easter eggs around the city, and you have to find them. Because apparently whoever wrote these ones really enjoyed Dan Slott's like decade-long run. I mean, come on, freaking what is it? Yeah, Mr. Negative is such a huge chunk of it. Who else could be in there?
Yeah, exactly. Again, Mr. Negative could come back.
Alpha, but he's a villain. Again, I think Alpha Big Time would actually be a great villain for Miles, actually.
Yeah. There's some like sort of rivalry there. I could see that. Yeah.
I was the failed Spider-Man sidekick. It should have been me.
Yeah.
Again, like seriously, if you gave me the book on Miles Morales, that's absolutely what I would do with it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That's my argument. Ooh, the Spider Slayers. Yeah, I agree. That would be cool. More giant robots.
Bonesaw. Yes.
R.I.P. Macho Man.
Oh, the horrors of technology. We can bring him back to life.
He can live again.
He can voice the character.
From beyond the grave. Yeah, I mean, he did so much voice work. You just clip it together from other stuff.
Yeah, well, they do like what they did in The Mandalorian and feed it all into an AI and it generates the voice.
There you go. No wiggity, no briggity. The captain couldn't help this said again. You left me in a backpack with dirty gym clothes, Sandman. That's good. I like that. Yeah, there's so many places you go with that. Ooh, Hydro Man, same deal. He's made of water. Molten Man made of fire.
Yeah, get all those elements in there.
I hope we get another cool, like, from the ground up reinvention. Like, I really like what that game did with Tombstone, to where now there's like a Tombstone biker gang.
Yeah, he's like a biker. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see, like, what's another, like, kind of lower tier Spider-Man villain that they can absolutely reinvent the wheel on.
There were hints in the first one about the Maggia crime family, so you could probably do something with them.
Ooh, Madame Mask and Baron Nefario and everything.
Yeah.
They sound like they'd be good DLC.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Spider-Mans, you defeated the Venoms, but now you got to go fight like an international crime conglomerate. That'd be fun. Yeah, Big Wheel. Yeah, we're gonna do something with Big Wheel. Ooh, Big Wheel now is just some like Fast and the Furious street racer.
Yeah, well, that'd probably be a bit too similar to Overdrive.
I guess so, yeah. He's a Cholo now. Big Wheel the Cholo. You get big tokes from YouTube to play him. Love you, big tokes, wherever you are. So yeah, that wasn't the only Marvel thing though. They actually blew everyone's mind by having not one but two Marvel projects they're working on, and I could never have guessed the other one they were doing.
No.
But it's fucking Wolverine.
Yeah, well, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, well, it's Insomniac again. Is this it? This is going to be like a DLC or something for like
Yeah, yeah.
Miles or something." And then I like saw the guy sitting at the bar. I'm like, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! It's Wolverine!"
What what I love is that some non-comic readers, it took them a minute to put it together because I was reading reactions and comments and everything when this aired, and I'm like, wait, dingy bar, guy in a cowboy hat, is that fucking Wolverine? And then some people were amazed it was only when he popped his claws, like, what, you don't know that Wolverine loves flannel and cowboy hats and dingy bars? Which, goddamn, with how good the combat is in Spider-Man, imagine what they're gonna do for Wolverine.
I am so excited with this, and like you like see it and you think about it and you're like, yeah, this makes total sense that they would do a Wolverine game.
Again, go full Devil May Cry Bayonetta, where it's like, oh, he's got the juggle combos.
I wonder as well if this was because I wonder if this will be the team that made the Miles Morales game, because that team wasn't the same one that made the Marvel Spider-Man one, because it was a smaller game. So I wonder if maybe that game was like, as well as feeding into the story and setting up Miles and everything, was kind of like a test where it's like, okay, if we can get this done, you get choose fucking whatever you want to fucking do next.
I
and
guess,
they chose
yeah.
like Wolverine.
I wonder too, how do you think they're going to deal with the whole, healing factor thing? Because I feel that's the problem they have when they deal with Superman in video games too. Because it's like, by all right, nothing should hurt him.
I like the way they did it in that X-Men Origins Wolverine video game, where it's like the more damage you have on you, like it appears on your body and your skeleton appears and everything, and the more damage you get, that's like your health.
Right. Oh, thank you, Phoenix Power, there for the ball. That's an interesting one. I know when they were making a Highlander game, and they never officially actually made it, but it had such a clever idea where they're like, your health doesn't go down, but eventually if you get hit enough, you'll be put in like a dizzy stun state, and when you're dizzy and stunned, you can get decapitated.
Okay, yeah, that could work. That could work.
So I feel that could work here for Wolverine. It's like, no, nothing actually hurts him or kills him. But if he gets stunned too much, an enemy can like cut your head off or stab you in the heart or something that you can't heal from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Captain Coon has been helping us out all night here. Yet again, Wolverine in his finest Canadian tuxedo. Man, I hope we have as many costume options in this as we
we're
did
gonna
for
have
Spider-Man.
We're gonna get like the original one that looks like a cat. The yellow and blue, the brown, the X-Force, goddamn Patch costume.
Yeah, you gotta have Patch. You gotta have the white X-Force from the Remender years.
Yeah, probably like an Age of Apocalypse or something,
where it's all blue and shit. Ooh, what is it? Weapon X, where it's just him with his shirt off and the dumb helmet on.
Yep.
Oh god, there's so many places you go. He's got to look like a samurai. You got to have like the Japanese one. Got to have the Hugh Jackman suit.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna get all of them.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah, Ultimate Wolverine can come too. Yeah, there's lots of great places you could go with this.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, like, obviously this is most likely like 99% going to be in the same continuity as the Spider-Man games,
because why would you do it if it wasn't the same company?
Now I wonder if it'll be set in New York or whether it'll be set in Madripoor. There's hints in the trailer that it might be taking place in Madripoor.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I think would fit Wolverine a little bit better, not just because of his connections with it, but because that would allow the game to be sort of like freer and like actually reach that sort of mature adult theme of Wolverine, where he's allowed to like cut people up and all that sort of stuff, because Madripoor is like a lawless fucking crime city, not New York.
Again, do we think this is going to be open world, or do you think this is going to be more level based?
I don't know. The problem with open world with Wolverine was like, how does he traverse that? With Spider-Man, it's fucking easy because it's just swinging around and whatnot.
It's half the fun.
Yeah, I mean, you could always be like, oh, we're just going to give him a fucking motorcycle.
That too, yeah. Get the Wolverine cycle, or this is the part where Wolverine keeps his money so he can call a taxi to take him where he needs to go. This is you have your phone where Wolverine can call X Uber to pick him up.
I guess you could do something with like traversal where he like uses his claws to climb up buildings and like he can like jump really far and whatnot.
He flings himself because he knows he can't get hurt. If he hits the ground, it won't kill him.
Yeah. Or like I'm wondering as well whether they'll adapt stuff from like the Krakoan era of X-Men, and they'd be like, oh, well, the city has like Krakoan gates all around it, and like fast travel.
Or follow me on this one. He just calls his good buddy Nightcrawler when he needs to go somewhere. Kirk, take me somewhere. Kirk, I need help. And he's just like, God damn, I cannot keep doing this for you every time. I have a life, Logan. I cannot be a fucking Uber. I'd love that. So he's just calling other teleporters to help him out. Good shit. But yeah, this is so wicked. I am so hyped for this.
Yeah, I have to imagine this game is not going to be coming out until after Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is in 2023, and I imagine this will be maybe 2024.
Yeah, and this is just a teaser trailer. Ooh, Jaden has a good one. He says, make it similar to the Yakuza games. Yeah, Madripoor's an island. It's big, but not that big.
Yeah, and you can just like run around it and all that. Yeah.
There's levels to it. You can go high, you can go low. Yeah, Jaden, I think you freaking nailed it on that one. Yeah. Kamurocho, big but not so big.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. I have to imagine it would be like an open world, or like, as you said, like a small open world.
God, could you imagine that? Wolverine walking around Kamurocho and getting into fights with street punks and everything. Logan of the X-Man clan.
That's what he was doing in the 80s.
Yeah, basically, that was all he did. And again, Logan loves going to Japan. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, what villains do we need for this game? Silver Samurai, absolutely. Sabretooth, a given.
Yeah, Omega Red.
Omega Red, yep, there. I gotta get Omega Red in there. Maybe Gorgon even.
Yeah, I imagine the Reavers will be one of the gangs you gotta fight.
Reavers, that's a good, solid choice there. You can go, full, like, Friends of Humanity, stuff like that. All the other racist anti-mutant groups.
Yep.
That would be really good. It would also be a great place, too, for guys like Bushwhacker and shit as well, if you wanted to dig even deeper into, X-Men. Nuke, if he could fight Nuke.
Ah, that'll be cool.
Michael Reese just wanted to help out and to leave all the heavy lifting Captain could. Oh, well, thank you, Michael. It's always very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Lady Deathstrike. Ooh. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's a winner right there. Oh, God, there's so many places you could go. This Maverick, any of those other, like, Weapon X guys.
You know what this also means as well? This means that, like, they've teed themselves up perfectly to do exactly what they did with Spider-Man here. Because you do this game, then you do a second game with Laura or Darken. And then you do the third game, which is both of them.
Stop. I can only get so hard. Stop. Yeah, oh my God, that's fucking genius. You're absolutely right, Matt. Holy shit. That's
I wonder if they will also like cross them over, like with each other. Yeah. They have to. That'd be so cool.
This is leading up to the Insomniac New Avengers team.
Yeah, or like a big like Fantastic Four game or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, because if we're doing New Avengers, we got Spider-Man, we got Wolverine. That means we're gonna need like a Luke Cage game.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, a Luke Cage game with Jessica Jones in there. Ooh, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up where you trade off. And I guess Doctor Strange was on that New Avengers too, wasn't he? Or did he not come till later? I'm trying to think who was on Bendis' New Avengers. God, you think I would remember this at this point?
I'm fairly certain he was. He's referenced a bunch in Marvel's Avengers. The Sanctum Sanctorum is in it.
Yeah, they're base of operations. Oh, the Thing was on that team, and so was Captain Marvel when she was Miss Marvel.
Yep.
So yeah, you might actually get your Fantastic Four game. How is there not like a big Fantastic Four game that's either like Borderlands or like, any of those other ones where you can like switch off back and forth?
Just like 4-player co-op, yeah.
Yeah, like you would think there'd be a million really great 4-player
That's what that new Guardians of the Galaxy game should have been. It should have been like that whole setup is like teed up for like a Fantastic Four game.
It really is. I think the problem is they're like, well, we could do that, or we could just focus on Star-Lord and get the game out sooner.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta make more money. Yeah, I can imagine actually a really great space shooter with Carol Danvers as well.
Yeah.
It's like a bullet hell there where, she just keeps firing lasers after lasers, and there's Kree and Skrull destroyers and everything, and giant space monsters. Again, there's so much untouched greatness there that they could totally do.
Oh, so I am so happy they're branching out into other Avengers games.
Same.
I think maybe they should just like give Insomniac like just the license for Marvel games.
I mean, I think they've done enough to earn it at this point, but I think they also want to make some money. And hey,
Yeah.
Midnight Suns could be good. We don't know. At least it's a different type of game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like, look, if you're going to give it to people, give them to, people who can do good things with it in their genre. That's the real question. Because obviously, Insomniac, they do amazing character action games. What other superhero genres haven't been touched on? What is it? Magmaster says a detective game involving Jessica Jones. Yeah, like a choose your own adventure, like, what is it? Walking Dead style game with Jessica Jones would be fucking sweet.
Yeah, I'd argue like a horror game. Maybe like
Horror
a Moon Knight horror game or something.
Yeah, that would be good. Or Blade, same deal. Like a
Blade.
survival horror with Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Would love that one. Oh yeah, that's right. Chat reminding me too that Spider-Woman, who was on the new Avengers, was also a Skrull. Iron Man was there. Wolverine, Echo's getting a big thing right now.
Yep.
Kali Frederick again helping us out. Odds of Spider-Man, Wolverine time travel game. Oh yeah, if they just want to do the Jason Aaron story, yeah, definitely.
Do it.
Oh god, they go back in time and fight dinosaurs and shit.
Oh yes.
Yeah, as the chat saying, when are we getting that Naughty Dog Punisher game? Yeah, come on, you mean to tell me that there's some company out there that doesn't make like war shooters and doesn't say, hey, can we just have the Punisher license, please?
Yeah, can we just make like it's just GTA and you're the Punisher and you're like
GTA but the other way around.
Blowing away gang members and like thugs and everything.
Well, here's the thing, that cult classic Punisher game that everyone loves on the PS2, Violation made that. Then Violation went and made Saints Row. In fact, Saints Row 2 plays a lot like that Punisher game.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that Violation should have come back and been like, okay, now the Punisher's in the open world now. We took the same game engine and everything and just did it. I mean, come on, it's just so much good stuff that you could do on that one. I mean, yeah, come on. Like, any of the teams that makes, like, Call of Duty every other year, give them the Punisher license, make it like a crazy first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how good that would be? Hell, have flashbacks to Frank's time in, like, the war and everything so they can even use their old war assets. Come on, you can't tell me that wouldn't be a license to print money.
No, it absolutely would.
And you can put in some sort of, like, I don't know, you can put in a friggin' multiplayer mode, but say that, it's like all different, Marvel soldier characters from all over the place. Like, hey, here's Nick Fury Jr.
Yeah.
Here's Black Widow, and they're all running around a map shooting each other, because why not? Try to think, too, you could probably give it, what is it, like, what's a good one of these that you could give, like, the Overwatch Valorant hero shooter treatment? I feel like you could definitely do a Marvel version of that would make good money.
Yeah, I imagine something like that would make good money, yeah.
Jay, a Daredevil game a la Arkham City. Yeah, definitely, that is a winning formula. In fact, they almost made one of those on the PS2 that didn't happen.
Yeah, I have to imagine they'll probably, like, trying to, like, figure out how to do his, like, powers, because he can't see. It's like, how do you translate that into a video game, which is all visual?
I mean, shit, I know Ubisoft isn't everybody's favorite right now, but I think, if they were to take their, begrudging thing they do in, recreating real places, imagine if Ubisoft recreated Hell's Kitchen, New York in, like, painstaking detail.
That would be pretty good.
Where you could climb everything as Daredevil and jump off and do crazy leaps of faith and everything. I'd like
a really good Iron Man game. They weren't very good, but like the ones based on the movies, the one thing they did really well was like you're able to like switch out parts on like the armors.
True.
And be like
that was
like
good.
Focus power on certain parts of the armor and everything. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. If they had like just given it a little bit more time, they could have had something there. Hey, friggin' makers of Anthem, that game is bullshit, but what if you just repurpose it and now it's about Iron Man?
I think that's long dead.
Oh, God. Oh, absolutely. No doubt it is. Yeah, exactly, Joe. But how will Activision make and support multiple COD games all at once? They won't, and I know they won't. Yeah, who does good fighting games? Well, you got that game coming out, Sifu, where I'm like, oh man, that looks cool. I love the fighting system of that. Now, what if you were Danny
Yeah,
Rambo?
yeah. I was thinking that the other day. It's like, oh, if it get these guys who made Sifu making like an Iron Fist game or something.
See, I think like Power Man and Iron Fist, the Heroes for Hire, should be like an amazing side-scrolling beat 'em up, but they don't really make those anymore.
No, well, there's stuff like Streets of Rage and everything.
Yeah, they kind of had some new ones. Even that River City Girls, which was like a sequel to River City Ransom.
Yeah.
That would have been good. Ooh, you beat the game as Danny and Luke, and then once you beat the game, you unlock what is it, Jess and Misty Knight, and you can play as them.
Yeah, or Shang-Chi.
Or Shang-Chi, that too. That would also be. I mean, Shang-Chi's kind of a big deal right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kung Fu and video games, they're like this, so you know.
Pretty well together.
Pretty well together. We could talk about this all day, really. It's like, hey, you know what's a good game? You know what would make it even better if there was superheroes in it? It's funny, too, to think that, you know, superhero games or superhero movies and TV shows have conquered one piece of media, but we haven't really seen the explosions in games yet. I mean, I guess we're starting to see it between this and Guardians and Midnight Suns, but boy, was it a delayed reaction, am I right?
Yeah. No, again, they haven't been able to like crack that formula, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Absolutely.
Because like looking at comics, we'd be like, okay, well, like you can't obviously do the same sort of premise for a game for every character and everything. So you do like an Avengers game as like a multiplayer, like a co-op sort of like 4-person team fight sort of game.
Yeah.
Multiplayer. It's like, okay, we'll do that, but no, we'll make it a games of service and fuck it up. And okay, well then we'll do Midnight Suns. Okay, we'll make it like XCOM. Okay, that's cool. Card-based combat.
Ooh, that's a good one. Sleeping Dogs, but it's Shang-Chi. I like that. Also, here's a good one. Any street racing game, but it's the Ghost Riders. It's the Ghost Racers, you're racing in hell, is what it is.
It's like Marvel Mario Kart or something.
Yeah, it's like the most violent, but, you know, most heavy metal freaking combat racing game.
So like Twisted Metal.
Yes. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, Twisted Metal and Ghost Rider? How is that? One of the characters even has a head on fire. How has that not been a thing? Oh my god. Who did that? Jaffe, was he the one who did that?
Think so?
Is he a maniac now? I think he might be a maniac now.
I don't know.
Again, it's hard to keep track. But there you go, everyone. Again, we could literally keep talking about this topic forever, but we got to move on to other stuff. And again, hey, talking about maniacs, here's another guy. So the Immortal Hulk is going to be ending soon. Issue 50, which I think is the next one that comes out. It's the last one.
Yep.
Really excited for it. You know, Al Ewing ending what is probably one of the greatest modern comic runs and definitely one of the greatest Hulk runs of all time.
Yes.
The only problem is that the bulk of the series was drawn by Joe Bennett, who you'll remember found himself in hot water a couple months ago when everyone thought that he was putting anti-Semitic messages into an issue.
Yeah.
That all kind of, you know, blew over, but a lot of people are like, I don't know, this kind of feels like a third strike for him because, you know, he's made some comments before that, you know, he supports Brazilian strongman dictator Bolsonaro, and he made some transphobic comments about She-Hulk on his Instagram, but it's like, okay, you know, maybe this doesn't prove anything. Well, apparently some more fan art of that he drew of Bolsonaro came out, and Marvel's like, all right, we're officially done with you, get the fuck out, but get the fuck out after Hulk because we still need you to finish drawing herein lies the problem with punishing people in the comic industry. It's like, oh, what he's done is horrible, reprehensible, you know, we're not going to hire him ever again. When he's done here, though, because, you know, we need to get this out on time.
Well, I can imagine it was probably like, they were probably like 80% finished the book. There's probably no, you hire another artist, you can't really go back or anything. I could understand their position they were in.
Ooh, 4D Mike with an absolute banger there. 3 Reichs, you're out. Basically, yes.
That's a good one.
More or fucking less. And again, this dude basically had a sign around his neck that said, I am a fuck up and I am going to fuck up again anytime soon. And he fucked up much sooner than we thought he would. And I guess the comic industry is stronger for it now because, hey, now got one less bad person there. Also, Al Ewing ripped him a new asshole too as well.
I saw that.
As he definitely should, because he's like, God damn it, this run is basically my masterpiece in so many ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't let you be the fucking anchor be around my writing.
Yeah. Now, from now, like, it's probably already happened, but what are the odds that he's gonna start on the podcast circuit, the right wing podcast circuit, and then start drawing, I don't know, fucking Cyber Frog or whatever the fuck they're fucking trying to do.
Yeah, books about frogs. I would say set your watch to it any time now. Any day now, because misery loves company. That's why.
He's gonna go join. Well, what's that right wing Twitter app, Parler or whatever?
Yes, he's gonna take to Parler to talk about how he was blacklisted and wrung out of the industry just for being a guy with horrible ideas. And why was I punished for my horrible ideas and the things I have done? Why should it be my fault? Well, if it's not the consequences of my actions. All right, so from there, we actually have a happy piece of news, and that is the Spider-Man Beyond teaser trailer dropped this week, right around the same time as the penultimate issue of Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Did you see this, Matt?
I did.
What'd you think?
I think it looks like something I'm gonna want to read now, mainly because Spencer's run is ending, which means we'll start actually getting like coherent stuff and not overly stuffed issues.
Yeah. I defended it as much as I did, and we'll talk about the newest issue. But yeah, this newest penultimate issue, this was like, okay, you not only jumped the shark, you jumped into space and over the moon and through the galaxy, and all the way to Substack. That's how far you jumped. Jumped off this mortal coil. But so they're saying it's a story so big that not only one Spider-Man can do it, we needed two.
Yeah, we're just in time for the movie.
Just in time for the movie, because more than one Spider-Man is in vogue right now. So we got to try and prime the pump, as it were. Heck, it might not even just be Ben Reilly either, because we also see Miles get featured quite prominently in this as well, in his new suit.
I have to imagine it'll be like all of the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
Like Spider Family, I guess.
Right. The whole thing of the trailer is that it's kind of like a propaganda piece put together by the Beyond Corporation. What is it from that old Ellis series that also dealt, with the multiverse? So Lord only knows. Heck, this Ben Reilly might not even be the Ben Reilly we know.
Yeah.
Could be a completely different Ben Reilly. Could be all sorts of shit. They also seek to imply that, one Spider-Man isn't going to make it out of this. It looks like Peter, but hell, for all we know, they traded costumes, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, it could be whoever. Like, it'll be a red herring.
It could be a red herring. It could be any number of things. We also get a little taste of some of the villains they're going to be fighting in this one. We see the UFOs. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of cool. The UFOs, again, who were last featured in the Immortal Hulk, actually being much more of a threat than they've normally been shown as.
Yep.
They're like, hey, we're like the Fantastic Four, but evil. And I'm like, oh, that's cool seeing Spider-Man fight a whole team of, like, cosmically powered bad guys.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a change of pace, which is welcome.
We see Bushwhacker in there, too. Apparently, Bushwhacker and Ben already fought in the Free Comic Book Day issue, which I did not read.
No, I didn't either.
But I love the idea of Spider-Man fighting D-list loser villains, and Bushwhacker is one of my favorite D-list loser villains.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty good.
His name is Bushwhacker. Come on, Bushwhacker. What's not to love about that? He's got a weird, gross gun arm. I love everything about that. And also, too, look, Matt, he's fighting Morbius.
Oh, look at that. What are
the odds? Oh, yeah, that one very felt like, hey, come on, we need multimedia synergy. Can you work in a way for him to fight Morbius again? Notice how no one wrote anything about Morbius. He had like a mini-series, or not a mini, he had a series that lasted like, 2 issues when they canceled it and scuttled the release of the movie.
Yeah.
So, what's Michael Morbius been up to? I don't know, but we'll see.
Probably nothing of note.
And also Kraven again, too. I'm like, wait, didn't Kraven just have a whole big event where you, like, killed one Kraven and brought in another one? He gets another big story arc?
Of course, everyone loves Kraven.
Everyone loves Kraven, even if this Kraven technically isn't the real Kraven.
Yeah, it's technically Kraven's son, but his clone.
His son and his clone, who is genetically and exactly the same, but don't ask any questions about it. Don't ask any questions about it because Nick Spencer felt it was very important to, protect the sanctity of Kraven's last hunt, which I can't blame him. I understand why he did it, even if it is a deeply fanish thing to do.
Yeah.
No, that Kraven died. This is a different Kraven who is also the same. Look, I get it, man. But yeah, this looks fun. This looks interesting. And I think, after the place that Spencer has left it in, for better or worse, a lot of people are going to be interested in this breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are just like, okay, enough Kindred, enough whatever the hell that was. Can we just get back to whatever we were doing before?
Yeah, as I said, it's going to be nice to have, to pick up a Spider-Man issue and not just have it be, overly stuffed and full of bloat and everything.
Yeah, and a lot of dry mechanics and everything, for better or worse. I had a pitch too, because I was reminded, hey, last time we saw Ben Reilly in the main Spider-Man book, he was a villain because he was the Jackal in Clone Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a lot of really bad shit to the Spider-Man cast of characters, including the Lizard's family, who he helped clone as gross lizard creatures who have to live in the sewer.
Yep.
It would be nice to show that Ben's on the straight and narrow now if he makes them a juice or a serum that makes them human so they don't have to live in the sewer anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and again, that's implying that this could be that Ben Reilly. Could always be a different one.
It could. There's lots of places they could go with this. Who is to say where they could potentially go with this? Also, I love how nostalgia works, how for so long people hated Ben Reilly because he was the clone and he wasn't the real Spider-Man and he was so inferior. And yet there was also another small group of people who are like, no, we like Ben because Ben was the Spider-Man in the book when we started reading. We didn't know there was a difference. And now enough time has passed where it's like, yeah, Ben Reilly, we're so nostalgic for you and so happy for you. Also, too, as we saw with Superior Spider-Man, maybe with Ben Reilly, much as they were with Doc Ock, they're not going to be nearly as precious about what happens to him. And maybe they won't handle him with such kid gloves and, leave him in, amber. Maybe Ben Reilly will actually be able to, make some mistakes and be a human and actually, have some pathos.
Grow as a character, yeah.
And grow past a certain point and actually have some pathos. Yeah. And again, that's not just a Spider-Man problem. Batman has that problem. Superman has that problem. So many heroes. I feel so many writers. And it's not even really the writer's fault. It's the editorial and the company's fault where it's like, no, don't rock the boat so hard.
Yeah.
Don't tip the boat over. We got to keep making stories about these guys forever.
Mm-hmm.
Our chat, Cosmic Reject, I still hate Ben Reilly. Nostalgia be damned. Well, there you go. At least, you stuck to your guns, and we got to appreciate you for that. Also, because, once Ben Reilly gets in there, it's like, okay, well, what about all the other clones, though?
Yeah.
Because it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, where's Kane?
Yeah, where's Kane? Where's all these other guys? Where's Carrion? Where's all those other guys?
Yeah.
Where's Spider-Side? And all those other fucked up characters. Because, again, we can't just have a clone. We need the clone and all the baggage that comes with the clone. When's the Jackal gonna show up again?
Oh, he's coming. He's coming.
Is the Jackal alive or dead at this point? I think the last time I remember hearing about him, he was actually giving Spider-Gwen trouble over in her book, which makes sense given the relationship.
Yep.
Is he going to be is he going to be the new Kindred, the Jackal? It was me. I was behind all of it.
I also hope, since this series is actually coming up quite soon, that Ben Reilly actually, they make reference to his role in Iron Man at the moment.
I mean, they'll have to.
I went to space and fought Korvac on Tar-2.
I lived in Vegas like your weird uncle. I've done lots of things, actually. I've done so many things.
It'd be cool if it was all about Ben, all these foes were coming after Ben Reilly, not Peter.
Yeah, oh yeah, right.
And Peter's the second fiddle for a change.
Yeah, that's funny. That'd be fair if he gets to be a supporting character.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's fine too. Spider-Man's done a lot. If he just wants to take a break and hang out there, maybe drink some tea and read his stories, that's fine. Hey, Spider-Man, you've been through a lot in the last couple of years. You can just chill out, man. Just take it real easy.
Put your feet up.
Yeah, have a vacation. And fans would be like, yeah, good for him. He deserves that. I'm just glad he's happy somewhere, just hanging out. Well, we could check in on him every so often. You know, he's doing laundry, he's checking the mail, he's mowing Aunt May's lawn and everything. He's still doing stuff. He's there. It's fine.
Hey, whatever happened to that Aunt May has cancer plot?
Everyone forgot about it.
Oh, hey, I thought so. Yeah.
Everyone just forgot about it. But yeah, you're right. That was a big deal for like a minute in the other books. Oh no, I have cancer. I can't tell, Peter, because, it might make him worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone just forgot. But you know what I didn't forget about, Matt?
What's that?
Our next news story, and that revolves around those Webtoon DC partnership books that they got coming out soon. This week, they actually stealth released the first couple issues of Batman Wayne Family Adventures, and you actually got to read them and cover them for your channel, and I'm actually a little jealous, because if I didn't have 3 Suicide Squad books this week, I would have wanted to do that.
Oh, I still had 3 Suicide Squad books. I still have 3 Suicide Squad books. But yeah, no, I'm glad I actually did, because these did really well.
They looked fun. They looked good. They looked basically everything I wanted from a team up like this, where it's like, yeah, what if there was a superhero book that dealt with them when they weren't fighting crime? What if it just focused on the human element?
It's just a slice of life.
Which is cool, which you can do.
Yeah. It's got like a loose story about like Duke moving into the Wayne mansion, and like Damian being his like tour guide, and like fucking with him and being like, the T-Rex like actually eats people and intruders, and like there's a laser grid all across like the yard and everything, so you got to be careful and all that sort of stuff. And the second issue is about like that when they finish a fight, they get to have like cookies and special treats if no one comes back injured, and they all end up fighting over the last cookie, and then of course Alfred gets the last cookie because it's Alfred.
Yeah, and he probably made them or bought them.
Yeah, and the third issue was just about Barbara talking with her dad about like her day, and she's like, oh yeah, I was just at the library helping people, and it's like it's actually her as Oracle, like preventing Damian from taking the Batmobile out for a joyride, and like directing Spoiler and Red Robin to like a bank robbery.
Right. Oh, that sounds... Also, Captain Kun in the chat there. Apparently, they resolved it in issue 15 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the cancer plot. What, did she just not have cancer anymore? Did she go in remission? Did she get over it? What happened? I'm assuming so, if no one mentioned it again, if it just got resolved.
Yeah.
It's like the cancer plot in the room just goes away. But yeah, this sounds like fun. This sounds like, everything I wanted from this partnership, and something that I know there's an audience for. Some people just want to read their superheroes vibing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like going by the numbers on my video, people definitely want that.
Yeah, there's definitely an audience for this, and it's an audience that DC and Marvel have both kind of neglected, where it's like, no, every story needs to be serious, and, everything needs to, lead to the next big event. It's like, sometimes we just want to read our superheroes being people.
Yeah. And it's refreshing as well for it to be the Bat family. Because, like, that seldom happens. That sort of stuff seldom happens in, like, the main comics. Like, when it does, it's like, really good. But, like, it very rarely happens, like, to this level.
Also, Bruce Parker, again, answering our question about the cancer. Doctor Strange helped. He couldn't help her when she got shot that one time, but apparently he could magic cancer away.
Oh, so why doesn't he do that for everyone, then? Yeah, you have to be a superhero, don't you? And like know a superhero. Yeah, I see how it is.
That sounds fucking stupid. I can see why they stopped bringing that up.
Yeah.
If there's a magical solution to all of your problems. Also, too, another thing I noticed about this book is that Damian is drawn with actually a much darker complexion than he normally is, which I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because Damian actually isn't white.
Yeah.
But most of the comics forget that.
Yeah, they do.
Again, this whole thing being like, hey, here's, a Batman story that's also a little bit more inclusive, because, hey, we have the Asian member of the family and everything else here, and,
it's the
Duke
same with Cassandra Cain as well. She's a little dark-skinned as well.
She is. It's just a lot of artists forget that sometimes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it was very good. I'm intrigued to see as well, like, if like this was their first one, what else have they got in store for us?
For real.
Because they haven't announced like what's like on the roster or anything.
No, they haven't.
They just dropped
surprise.
this one. Yeah.
Total absolute surprise.
Yeah.
I imagine we're probably going to see more like this, probably more slice of life, more stuff you can't get in the main DC
Yeah,
books.
yeah. Did you also see that Marvel also like responded to this? It was like, "Hey, Webtoons, eh? Well, we're rebranding our Marvel Unlimited app, and that's gonna have
Oh,
Webtoon comics on it." I read the X-Men one because it's by Jonathan Hickman,
oh,
and
nice.
yeah, it was just like a Wolverine one, just like saving people from AIM.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
mean, that's
it
fine.
wasn't as heady as like I was like expecting. Oh, is this gonna like tie into
Tie
Inferno
in, yeah.
or any? And it's like, yeah, it's just Wolverine like floating through space, cutting up AIM soldiers.
I mean, that's fine. There's an audience for that too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, again, I don't know what the actual metrics on like a webtoon thing is and what, constitutes a success and what doesn't, but the numbers from what I understand were actually pretty high for these.
Oh yeah, I saw so many people talking about it.
So, yeah, I guess we could chop this up to an early success so far.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Yeah. It's a comic that you can read for free, and it's, stuff you've been
Mm.
asking for.
You can pay. So like they release 3 chapters for free, and then you can get the next 3 for like coins. And
Ah,
like
okay.
the next issue is like 5 coins, then 10 coins, then 15 coins, and I think that's how
Oh,
they make their money. But
okay.
you could also just wait every week to get it for free.
Right. Okay, that's not a bad business model at all. Where it's like if you like it enough, you'll pay, and if you don't, or if you can't, you can just wait.
Yeah,
It's basically the Patreon model in a way.
yeah, kinda, yeah.
That's not bad at all. Again, I think these things here are a net good.
Hmm. Absolutely,
It's DC experimenting and doing different stuff, which they definitely need.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll chop that up to a success. Here's hoping I can look at these eventually when my own, comic pile lightens up a bit. I couldn't justify, doing this new stuff. And I'm like, no, I got so much old
Yeah,
stuff I need to do.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get some of these done. I got to make some cuts at some point, too. I know some series are coming to an end, so that's good.
Yeah.
Also, NR helping us out there, too. You can pay like 9 cents for 10 coins. Oh, fuck me. That's a good deal.
Yeah, I think he means 90 cents.
Oh, okay. That might
Yeah,
make sense, too.
yeah. I think they're quite reasonable. Yeah,
Right. As you would think so, because these are short too. These are like digital comic length.
yeah, yeah. And they're set out like they're like one long image. They're
Yes,
not like an
yes.
actual like you pretty because it like I expected it to be sort of like manga esque where it's
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of like a comic, but yeah, it's like one long like image.
I guess the idea being so you can read it on more devices.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes, 99 cents. Oh, again, that's still also pretty good. I mean, what else can you buy for 99 cents? You can't buy a regular comic for 99
No,
cents.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, God help you. That would be nice. So yeah, there you go. There's a little base touch in with Batman Wayne Family Adventures. If you haven't checked it out, you can because they just stealth dropped it.
Yeah, definitely go check it out and check out all some of the other stuff on there because they've got some really good stuff. I've been exploring webtoons a little bit and there's some pretty good stuff on there.
Made a believer out of you. Have you checked out the one about the pretty boys who are priests who fight stuff? Apparently that's very popular. I've been seeing that picture more and more in my feed, and I'm like, huh. So this is what Webtoons has, huh? Pretty boy priest demon fighter. I'm like, all right. I will admit the art actually looks really good. It's a funny premise, but someone clearly put a lot of time and effort into said premise.
Yeah, yeah. There's some really good looking stuff on there.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, I guess we could talk about what we read this week. Where would you like to begin, Matt?
Let's begin with DC because they finished Infinite Frontier this week.
They did, they did. Again, this series feel like it really came and went quite quick, didn't it?
It did. I didn't expect an issue after like last week we got like issue 5. I didn't expect issue 6 like the week after.
Same, same, same. So yeah, a lot happened in here. This is the grand conclusion of the story. We see all the different heroes and all the different storylines converging on Omega World, where they fight it out.
Yeah, they fight it out in front of Darkseid, who's getting ready to crack open the Omniverse to get his power up. His extra
Yeah,
power up. He's already
for real.
nigh invincible as like a godlike being now, and now he wants more. Because of course
He's
he
he's
does.
he's not OP enough. He needs to be a little bit more OP.
Yeah, he's going New Game Plus.
New Game Plus, you will not nerf him in the next update. You can try, but you will not nerf him. That's basically what the heroes are trying to do here, nerf him in the next update.
Yeah, and it's thanks to Obsidian and Jade, who end up bringing Roy back to life, basically freeing him from the control of the Omega Lantern, Black Lantern ring.
Which I love how Obsidian does that. He's like, hey, don't give in to the darkness. I know a thing or two about falling to darkness, and I always thought it was a bad thing, but now I know that it happened for a reason, so I can help people like oh, that's a really nice character beat for him.
And again, really good use of like bringing him into that book. Like, it's like, now we know why he was there.
Yeah, for this one very, very big, very cool moment. What is it? Our multiversal's finest, President Superman and Flashpoint Batman, they get a really cool moment where they like tag team Machine Head, the big traitor of the Justice League Incarnate.
Yeah, they beat up Iron Man.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him good, don't they? Him and his goddamn Meta Knight.
I like Thomas is like, it's kind of it's cool, but like I keep remembering, it's like, oh no, this is just Joshua Williamson undoing all the shit that Tom King did, where Thomas is talking about like Machine Head wants to kill him because he can't destroy Flashpoint World, so he'll take it out on Thomas, and Thomas is like, I still have a family, and Jason and Damian and Bruce, and it's like, oh yeah, people all you tried to fucking kill.
Yeah, well, he says it's like, look, I can't make it up to them yet, so the best thing I can do is try and save their world. And I'm like, you know what, fair enough, baby steps, Thomas.
Yeah, at least Williamson is trying to rehab this character.
Yeah, at least he admits, like, look, he's not going to make it up all at once. That would be stupid. So, he'll start by saving the world, and we'll work on him more in the Justice League Incarnate miniseries.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch. They try and save Flash, but they don't do it. The Flash ends up disappearing, Barry Allen. They lose him somewhere.
Yeah, Superman smashes up the machine, and it blows up, and yeah, he just disappears.
He's gone there. They do a really good job cleaning this all up too when it's done, where Darkseid's like, well, fuck, I can't get what I wanted, so I guess I'll use my power to send you all back to where you're from, and then I'll bar entry to Omega World so you can't come back.
I liked that he didn't bother. Like, I like that he's so above just like superhero fights now. He's just like, I can't be bothered fucking with you. I've killed Machine Head,
Just get out of my face.
Yeah, fuck off. You've ruined my plans.
Psycho Pirate leaves because he's like,
I'm going to another DC
crisis.
event. Yeah, I'm off to another DC Comics.
Which, wow, they create so much sympathy for Psycho Pirate here. It's like, oh yeah, your whole existence is just going from one world-ending event to another. You're never allowed to be free.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks being you.
But he's got a cool new costume now, so
he has a very cool new costume. Roy and Cameron Chase actually have themselves a really nice conversation that wraps up the whole, thematic linchpin of this story, and that is like, hey, what would you do if you found out there were other universes and other versions of you? And honestly, they wrap it up in a really nice bow that I never thought they'd be able to do, where, Chase says maybe people shouldn't spend so much time, fearing if the other version of them out there in the multiverse is the better version or the worst version. Maybe you're the best version of you and you just don't know it.
Yeah, you got to be the greatest version of yourself.
And I'm like, wow, that's actually really sweet and a really nice way to think of it if there were multiple universes. Like, well, they can't really affect your life and you can't affect theirs, so all you can really do is strive to be the best version of you in any multiverse you're in.
Yeah, it's a nice story and a nice ending to like an event like this. Usually there's some, I mean, we do get like the big reveals and everything, but like this like felt like a really nice ending, like compared to like other events.
Yeah, it had a beginning, middle, and end, and all the characters had arcs. In fact, it's the complete opposite of another book we'll talk about this week that was also mired in continuity and retcons and fixing shit. This is the one that did it right.
Yeah, it's good, and Roy's off to the Titans Academy to be, I don't know, used in that book, I guess.
I think he has an arc in that series, and I'm like, I don't care enough to read it.
It probably won't be as good as this.
It probably won't be as good as this. I refuse to step down from it. Call me when there's a Green Arrow book, finally. Call me when that happens. Also, too, Cameron Chase is now the new head of the DEO, and Mr. Bones ran off to go join that Checkmate Leviathan book, which I still not reading, and I have no intention to.
Yeah, he disappeared into the wind. His bones rattled its way into the wind.
Disappeared into the Bendis books, never to be seen again. But yeah, the big, thing that they leave us on there is, Darkseid is like, ha ha ha, I may have lost this round, but I'm going to grow my war chest again. I'm bringing back all my Apocalypse buddies, including Grail. Hey, someone remembered Grail existed. Grail, I'm here too. I know we were enemies before, but now I'm just a member of the family now.
Yeah. I guess maybe he can influence them because he's basically a god or something. I don't know.
They also say, there's maybe good to see some other villains there. Maybe Eclipso. He's pretty hot right now. Maybe Trigon and Necron.
Yeah. The Upside Down Man. And that wasn't actually Trigon. That was the Empty Hand, which is a Grant Morrison creation and part of the Gentry, which is like this like thing above the hand above all and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Like it's a real fucking Grant Morrison creation. Yeah. He was in the Multiversity and everything.
Yeah, because oh yes, that's right, I do remember. Yeah, the Empty
Is that
Hand
big
was
fucking eye and everything, and
who was like narrating all.
And there was
a
page in this that looked like a big fucking eye.
Right, of course, yeah, because the hand that starts the universe that was blue and we thought was Dr. Manhattan, but it was, it's an open hand, so obviously the opposite of that. If the open hand is good, the empty hand is all the evil because it's a closed fist.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, very Morrison idea. You're totally right.
Yeah, and we find out that he's going after the Great Darkness, which is a Legion of Superheroes thing.
Wow, holy shit, Joshua Williamson, you got deep cuts on you.
Yeah, back in was that a Keith Giffen book?
I do believe so, yes.
Yeah, that, and then it was also referenced in Bendis's recent Legion of Superheroes book as something that happened as well. So it's all coming together.
Holy continuity deep cuts. I can also understand why some younger fans are like, I don't know what's happening anymore. I know some people were so lost when Mr. Bones came out dressed like a pirate. It's like, wait, what do you mean he used to look like that? Yeah, he did when he started as an Earth 2 villain. He was an Earth 2 villain? Yes, he was actually.
Yeah, and speaking of Earth 2, I imagine they're probably a bit more confused because right at the end we head to the original Earth 2.
Multiverse 2, which is literally everything that's left over from the original 1985 crisis.
Yeah, and it's now become like a junkyard world where like other worlds go to die.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
And Pryor is there, and he has to watch all this.
Pariah.
Yeah, God damn it, we haven't seen him in decades.
Forever. Literally forever. And he's talking about other crises, like, oh yeah, when Alexander Luthor tried to do this, and the fucking anti-monitors tried to do that.
Yep.
I guess they had to do this eventually because, they keep saying like, oh, well, all the old stuff happened and, New 52 still happened too. They just all happened together. It's like, no, they couldn't possibly have all happened together. There has to have been another multiverse out there. And Joshua Williamson is like, yes, there was. There was just a whole other multiverse. It's still out there in some form. And now maybe they're going to be crashing together.
Yeah, and the Flash is sent by Pryor to like on a mission or something, or like he's imprisoned or something because he's imprisoned on his own Earth that is specifically for the Flash.
It's basically a heaven dimension.
Yeah.
He basically puts him in his own heaven dimension like they did for original Golden Age Superman and everything.
Yeah, well, and that also begs the question. So like this is called Earth Flash 1.
Yes.
Does that mean like in whatever next event or something, like the heroes are going to get trapped in their own Earths?
It certainly looks that way. What if I trapped you in an Earth that was your greatest wish and everything you could ever want?
Yeah, well, I fuck up the multiverse or something.
No doubt fuck up the multiverse. Or, it makes a story of being like, oh, well, the essence of, drama is conflict. We can't live in worlds without conflict.
Yep.
And Pry's like, no, I can do it. I can save everyone. I can make everyone happy.
Yeah, I can break the cycle.
Which, I gotta feel like, is that how Joshua Williamson feels sometimes when he's writing? No, I can make everyone happy. I can save everyone.
Again, yeah, it felt like that as well, coming from like Mr. Bones as well, which that was like his whole thing. It's like, I can break the cycle. We don't have to do this anymore. We can do something different.
He sounds like a writer, doesn't he? And again, editorial, which I guess is like the gods and the powers that be in this universe. No, the cycle will continue. Well, the cycle will continue until we can't make any more money off it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was super cool and promises so much more for the future, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It sets up it obviously sets up that Justice Incarnate book, because they're gonna be going after they're gonna try and find Darkseid and Barry and everything. So that's their story and everything, which I'm looking forward to. Means that book is definitely gonna be needing like a required reading.
It's a must read now, yeah. This series also, again, continues to prove what we've been saying forever, and that is yes, the Infinite Frontier era of DC is just Joshua Williamson being like, everyone get on my back, the whole company, I'll carry you all.
I'll be like Atlas and hold up the entire world.
He basically is, like, he's the guy right now. And again, in comics that happens, the companies will pick a guy and be like, okay, you're the guy now for this year, moving forward, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, and so far he ain't fucked it up.
No, he's been doing very well as an architect.
Yeah. I'm intrigued as well to see how he's going to go balancing this and doing Batman.
Batman? Oh god, yeah. I'm like, oh no, you poor man. That feels like too much. Are you gonna be all right?
It's like, are you going to combine the stories? Is this all part of your master plan?
Maybe.
That again, that's perfect for him to bring back Thomas Wayne in that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it basically, again, it's pointing to the stands and saying, I will do this at some point.
Yeah,
and also,
I will fix this shit.
I will fix what Tom King broke, because he was chosen to be the guy too, and he fucked it up, and now the guy under him gets to fix it. It's poetic justice in a way. I will right the wrongs of the father.
It's really great thinking about how Williamson was like the co-writer, or like the understudy to King on like so much stuff, like that Truth run with the Flash, that sequel to The Button, and all that sort of stuff. And now he's in charge of it all.
the powers at DC realized too close. Oh goddamn, we picked the wrong guy. Shit.
Yeah, we backed the wrong horse.
We backed the wrong horse in this one. Fuck. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe it's not too late. But yeah, Infinite Frontier is really good, and I really like the ending. I can understand what some people were saying, and that is this is a little impenetrable to some people, because they're like, hey kids, here's a whole universe that existed back in '85 when you weren't even reading comics, maybe not even alive, but it's going to be very important.
Yeah, I can see why it is, but for someone like me who loves all that shit, I just can't get enough of it.
It's, again, it's classic DC. Sometimes a DC continuity is the story, and this is one of those.
Yeah.
And also, I hope if he can just keep it as good as he has been with Roy and with Jade and with everyone else, be like, no, we're still telling a story here. There's still character arcs with beginning, middles, and ends.
Yeah, it's just not worlds crashing into each other and cool things that look like posters and whatnot.
Yeah. There's actually stuff going on here this time, we promise.
Yeah.
Character will come first, and also it doesn't always have to be about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I mean,
that's what I really liked.
Superman in here.
That's what I really liked about the event. The Earth Zero was, while it was a big part about it, since the whole crux of this whole ordeal was because their shit keeps getting like saved while everyone else dies. They weren't even fucking part. They weren't even in. I think they were in like the first issue, and that was it.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it.
It was all about other people. I love it when they give the reins to other people for a change.
Yeah.
Because, the JSA is cool, and Infinity Inc. is cool, and Roy Harper is cool, and we like it when they do cool things. Yeah. So I guess from there, there was a series that, wielded continuity well and, retconned things for the better to a story that didn't do those things, Matt.
And what's that?
I'm talking about Amazing Spider-Man number 73, the big penultimate issue to Nick Spencer's run. Now, you've not been reading this, but you've been keeping up with it via what I tell you.
Yeah, I've been debating on whether I should go back, but then every time you talk about it, I'm like, that just seems so fucking tiresome. Yeah, well, again, I kept thinking like, no, he can do it, Nick Spencer. I believe in him. He made Secret Empire work, which I loved. He did Superior Foes and Ant-Man. He's going to bring it all together. He's got a plan. This penultimate issue was like, oh, you have no plan at all. You're just flailing and hoping that something hits, aren't you? You were already out the door to Substack when you wrote these issues.
Man, I would love a fucking timetable to be like, when did he know that deal was going through? When did he know it was going to happen? When is he just like, all right, I have checked out mentally and emotionally? So the big crux of this issue is that, Kindred says, "Oh, I will reveal my true face to you, Mary Jane, next time, because I'm apparently not Harry Osborn, but I have to be Harry Osborn or none of this actually makes any sense." Well, Kindred removes the mask and we see that it's actually Sarah Stacy.
Okay.
Do you know who Sarah Stacy is, Matt?
Like Gwen's sister or something?
No, that is Gwen and Norman's daughter from the much hated, much maligned since past storyline.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, I know. But don't worry, though. Remember how before One More Day, that was the most hated storyline because people could not stomach the idea of Gwen sleeping with gross old goblin Norman?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Nick Spencer has retconned that now. So that never happened. They never actually slept together. They were never actually, parented by Norman. Instead, Sarah and her brother Gabriel, who became the Grey Goblin ever so briefly and the American Sun during Dark Reign, but don't worry, he doesn't fucking matter. He never comes back up again. They were actually test tube babies created by an evil AI of Harry Osborn.
This is all so tiresome.
Boy, is it ever. And he apparently came up with this idea around the same time he came up with probably his most famous, scheme. And that was to create the life model decoys of Peter's parents to make them think that they had come back to life. Well, he's like, "Ooh, that plan's so good. I'm going to do the same thing to my dad by making him think he had 2 kids that he didn't have." And this hurt him more than, Gwen, for some reason, who was already dead.
Oh, God damn it.
And they're like, but Mary Jane told that story to Peter about, Gwen's infidelity and everything. How do they explain that? Well, Mysterio was actually her psychiatrist for all those years and was putting mental suggestions into her brain.
Oh, God damn it.
Mysterio also helped, Harry, lie to his father as well. Apparently, Mysterio has just been everywhere and filling in every crack in this story.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, Mysterio really fucking gets around. But also, it might not actually be Sarah Stacy, because again, if it's not Harry, it doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Maybe his AI is like possessing her body, but why would he do that? Because there's another completely good Harry body running around. What was the point of jumping in to Sarah's body if only to retcon this story? Which, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with that. Also, the clone bodies are breaking down because we see Sarah burying a bunch of clone bodies, which I think backs my theory that there's been more than one Kindred running around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Also, AI Harry got serum from the chameleon, which is why he was able to look however people wanted him to look at the time, which is why we're only seeing the Sarah face now.
Oh, God damn it.
But it doesn't matter, because call me Kindred. Also, Spider-Man is here in this story too, but he doesn't actually fucking say anything for 22 pages.
It's like, yeah, this is a Spider-Man book.
Oh, this stopped being a Spider-Man book a long time ago. Literally, all this shit is happening to other people. Also, if it's an evil AI too, then does that mean that Kindred was never actually paranormal, and the Sin Eater and Ned Leeds and all these people who came back from the dead, are they deteriorating clones too?
God damn it.
Because if we're doing science and magic at the same time, that's a hard pill to swallow. And oh yeah, Mephisto and Doctor Strange are still playing casino games for people's souls.
Yeah, God damn it.
But suddenly Mephisto doesn't seem nearly as important now because they've thrown all of this into question, if there's actually anything magic at play or if it's, crazy super science.
Yeah, far out. There's just too much going on. I'm so happy I'm not reading this book anymore.
This is the one that jumped the shark for me. I'm like, okay, right at the end, you officially made me not care anymore. And I was afraid it was going this way, and then it happened.
God damn it. Remember when, like Nick Spencer was a good writer?
Yes.
Remember his, awesome Captain America run and Secret Empire and all that sort of stuff?
Ant-Man and Superior Foes.
Yeah.
Hell, even in this run, remember the great fake news J. Jonah Jameson story he told? Remember all the fun stuff with Boomerang?
All that early stuff before Kindred.
Kindred was always there. I think just explaining Kindred.
Yeah. Before he took over the story, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just so dry and mechanical, and it's just like, these are things I don't like as a fan, and I'm going to retcon on my way out the door, which is fine. but you got to tell a story about it. None of this was fun to read. That's the problem.
Yeah, $10 from Michael Reese. Joel deserves a
Hey.
tip for just reading and making any sense of the Spider-Man comic. It is. It's
I
his.
try.
It's his version of me doing what I was doing with Tom King's Batman.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we both shared that one together, where it's like, what is even happening anymore? And the worst part about that too is because I thought of Tom King's Batman run when I thought of this. Where I'm like, what the fuck is Kindred's plan anymore, even in this penultimate issue? And I realized something I truly hate, and something that I hope I don't see in a comic ever again. Because much like Bane, Kindred's plan is, I'm going to break you, Spider-Man. What does that actually entail?
Yeah, well, is that a physical break? Is that like, are you going to break their mind? Like,
yeah,
that's very broad.
It is. Do you want me to quit? Do you want me to go crazy? Do you want me to try and kill myself? Like, again, there's a lot of ways that we could go with that. What does that? Are you just gonna kick my ass? Like, what does any of this mean?
Because when Kindred first came in, wasn't it like something like he wanted Peter to like confess his sins? Because that was the whole thing with Sin Eater and everything.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, he's punishing Spider-Man for the decision he made in one more day, which still may or may not be the case now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
Captain Cunningham, thank you so much. My best guess, Spencer had another 25 issues planned, and Marvel wanted him gone. He gets the Substack deal and then rewrites the last 5 or so issues to be the cliff notes of what's going on, what was going to be 25 issues. Yeah, maybe. I know I said before I thought it was weird that Sinister War, the tie-in series, was done in 4 issues and not 6.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it was cut down. Like, oh my god, imagine 25 issues of this. Jesus Christ.
And 74 is also just a weird, not round number to end your series at.
Yeah, it is. I'd really like what we did with like Tom King's Batman. I really want to know if people like this. Like, 'cause I'm sure there's definitely people out there that enjoy this run, and like I want to know why.
I did like it.
I did as well.
And I still think there's a lot to recommend here. The only problem is that it's, now that I know that this is what it was all leading to, now it's impossible to recommend this run to anyone, because it's like, look, unless you've been reading Spider-Man for 20 plus years, most of this isn't going to make sense to you. And if you have been reading Spider-Man for 25 plus years, you're probably going to be annoyed by a lot of the decisions that go on in this one. And mostly it was all just house cleaning at the end of the day. It was just Nick Spencer changing stuff that he didn't like. A lot of stuff that probably had to be changed anyway, but still.
And you can't even like recommend being like, okay, if you're going to read Spencer's run, read up to like this issue. But because it's all connected, you can't really do that.
It's true. You absolutely can. It is all roads lead back to Kindred. Rebel Friend, love your name and love your icon there. I usually wait and binge Amazing Spider-Man, but it's become such a chore with Spencer's run in the second half. His best arcs were 3 issues long. Big agree. His best storylines had basically nothing to do with Kindred. It was the roommate stuff with him and Boomerang. It was, J. Jonah Jameson working for, the TMZ website and everything. That was the best.
And you like look back at those issues and there's like no bloat or anything. You get the story with like him and Boomerang just doing the roommate stuff and having to fight like villains and stuff, and then you maybe get like a teaser at the end of Kindred, and that was it.
I will say this. Even if it's bad, and even if I think this issue jumped the shark super hard, I was never bored with it. Dan Slott's like last couple of years bored the goddamn pants off me. I literally would save it to the end of the week and be like, oh god, he's fighting the Zodiac now. What is even going on here anymore? How can Spider-Man be so boring? With this, at least it's like, okay, what fresh new hell is he going to unleash?
There's stuff happening, but as well, there's also too much stuff happening.
Yes.
Especially per issue.
And none of it has any chance to really connect because, again, like you said, you're throwing too much at the reader. Again, we got 1 issue left. Let us see how this all shakes out.
I didn't see how it could.
No, I know. Where it's like, and the only way it can end now is like, and then Spider-Man punches the bad guy, and that's the end of it.
Spider-Man defeats him with the power of love.
Yeah, probably.
And says, I forgive you, Harry. And Harry's like, okay, well, that's all I wanted. Bye.
Yeah, bye. I'm going back to hell now, if that's where I'm from even. I don't know. Hey, there's still again, and here's the other thing too. Will he actually, retcon one more day by the end? Because I think that he got a lot of, good press and a lot of good fan will by basically promising early on, I am going to undo one more day by the end of my run. And if he doesn't undo one more day by the end of this run,
like one half of me is like, I think he will. I think that'll be like his end, like the final issue will undo that. But then I also want to see the chaos with him going, no, you can't undo something like this, and leaving it off like that, and just laughing as he heads off to Substack.
The devil is like, no takesies backsies.
Yeah, he had his fingers crossed, and yeah,
no takesies backsies, says the devil. All right, I'm sick of talking about this. Now let's move on to something else, please. I did a whole show with Sal this week on Elseworlds Exchange where we covered this whole topic for an hour, and I feel like I'm going crazier every time I bring it up. Like, did that really happen? Did this guy really dedicate a whole issue to this, his penultimate issue?
It's really funny because, like, the more you talk about it, the more you should start to, like unpack it more and, like, understand it more and everything. But, like, the more you talk about it, the more confused you get because it's just so much shit.
So this AI Harry, is this the same AI Harry from Pursuit and also from Legacy of Evil? Because he referenced Legacy of Evil. In fact, I think it's supposed to be the same lab, but maybe it's not. How many AI Harrys are running around now?
Oh, God.
That's the real problem. Kali Frederick, Daredevil was really good this week. I can't wait to see Mary, Matt, and Elektra fight together. Also, Doom has really been getting around recently. Oh, we're going to be talking about Daredevil, Kali Frederick. Don't you worry.
Nice.
Because that was a good one. Where do you want to go after that, Matt?
Well, we had the beginning of Fear State this week.
Holy shit, so we did.
Batman issue 112. I say the beginning. It was really the beginning in that Alpha State because this issue just fucking reiterated what was in that issue and what was in the Free Comic Book Day issue. The first 10 pages of this were with the Free Comic Book Day issue.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said it first, Matt. Yeah, Fear State is taking forever to start. It is the most simple premise. Scarecrow makes city scary. Also, fascist murder cops, and for some reason, it's taking forever to actually get started.
Yeah, I kept reading. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is stuff we knew. We knew this in that Alpha State issue. We knew this before that Alpha State issue with Future State. Get to it, James. Get to it. Chop.
Very poorly paced. And also, too, I don't know if you noticed this, but I sure did. Hey, there's a lot of similarities between this event and Joker War. Right down to, like, in Joker War, Batman got Joker poisoned for the first couple issues and got him off his game. Here he gets Scarecrow poisoned and is off his game for the rest of the story.
Yeah.
I'm like, is Tynan already repeating himself? Because again,
is that like part of the story? Like the whole thing of like a cycle sort of thing?
Yeah,
is like
this his commentary? Yeah, is this his big commentary before he leaves for Substack with his bags of fuck you money? He's like, look, and what I'm trying to say is that all events are the same when you break them down, so bye.
It's if you read that Alpha State book, you kind of basically read this. Yeah, Batman's going fucking insane because of the Scarecrow toxin technology he's using from Mad Hatter's technology. He ends up filling in the Bat family and what's going on. They've been dealing with that hacker who may or may not be related to the magistrate or like maybe an Insanity Collective person or something.
Yeah, they seem to be playing fast and loose with that. I'll freely admit my favorite things about this issue had nothing to do with Batman. They were all little side things where it's like, oh, someone is, taking control of the Oracle program and is making it, spout fake news, basically, and misinformation.
Yeah, it's become Alex Jones.
Yeah, how very timely. And then it's like, oh, hey, our first, magistrate murder cop, he's so high on fear and paranoia now, he's seeing enemies all over the place, and we don't know who he's going to shoot. And when he does shoot them, it's going to be really bad for our program. Like, American policing.
Yeah, he's going rogue, and because of that, they have to come up with a new plan, or Simon Saint's backup plan, which is something I like. When I was reading, I'm like, well, why didn't you just do this to begin with?
Why didn't you start with Peacekeeper X? Why was that your back pocket?
Yeah, it was already a guy you knew and someone that you trust and knew that could survive all of this and was sane.
Yeah, your assistant and maybe implied lover too, because they seem quite close.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, and now you will be Peacekeeper X, which is the most anime shit this thing has done.
Yeah, and they're going to be sent after to kill Peacemaker.
Which
Peacekeeper.
I guess because it's a lot of people are making that mistake.
Yeah,
Peacekeeper and Peacemaker. It gets even more confusing because Peacekeeper X has a freaking Mourning Dove with an olive branch on it. It's like, wait, no, that actually is Peacekeeper's symbol. That is his logo.
Yeah.
That's how this story needs to end. Peacemaker needs to come on in from the Suicide Squad book and just start shooting these guys for coming too close to infringing on his copyright.
Yeah. So here in America, we don't infringe on copyright.
Yeah, we don't infringe on copyright here. What are you, China? Bang, bang, bang. Which is something he would say.
And yeah, fucking so I imagine the way I could see the story, because it's already deviated from future state.
Yes. In a big way.
The way I could see this ending is that Batman actually ends up saving Sean.
Right.
And that ends up Batman dying.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, that's how how in Future State how he dies from Peacekeeper. He actually ends up saving Peacekeeper and is killed, quote unquote, by Peacekeeper X.
Right. I mean, everyone already thinks that he's dead, and that's kind of like a thing they're running with.
Yeah, well, that was really just because of that Alex Jones going, no, Batman's dead, not come back.
Toad's dead, confirmed.
Yeah, I imagine he'll get like the big reveal to the city anyway that he's alive, and what's his name? Jace Fox is there as well.
Well, maybe not though, because he's leaving after this arc. Remember, and Williamson, he's going to be traveling all over the world, so they got to concoct a reason for Batman to leave. Maybe he's going to take that opportunity to be like, well, everyone thinks I'm dead. Maybe I should travel around the world.
Could see that. I could also see maybe takes the Insanity Collective up on their deal.
Oh,
to like
yeah, maybe
get rid of his trauma and his back history sort of stuff.
That's pretty interesting. I want to be a different type of Batman. Because, yeah, that was actually one of my favorite parts of this James Tynion run.
And it kind of just dropped off.
It sure did, where Batman is given this opportunity to be like, look, you are driven by your trauma, by all these negative feelings that you never dealt with from your parents' death. What if we literally gave you a magic button you could press that would do away with all of it? You would still be Batman, but you'd have all your trauma gone. You'd basically be allowed to be a new, better version of yourself. Would you take it? Personally, I don't think Batman would. I think the whole point of Batman is like, no, I am who I am because what's happened to me, both good and bad, we're all tapestries of our experiences, and we can't just shut it off when we want to. We got to learn to work with it and make it work for us.
He takes the trauma on so others don't have to.
Exactly. But hey, maybe he doesn't get the option. Maybe he's like so hurt because of the fear gas shit. It's like, oh no, it's ravaging his brain. What do we do? I, Miracle Molly, know what to do. We'll hit hard reset on his brain.
Yeah, we'll unplug him from the wall and plug him back in.
Yeah, we'll plug him in, plug him out. Maybe he'll come back a better Batman. We'll see.
Yeah, and that could also lead into like Bruce being sure that he can leave Gotham because obviously Jace Fox is there doing his Batman stuff. The Bat family are there, all that sort of stuff. Nightwing's doing his stuff in Bloodhaven.
That would actually be like a good symbol of like a Batman who's grown and changed and different at being like, look, I never thought I could leave this city because I thought it was my responsibility because my parents died here and everything. But look, the city is going to be fine because I raised all these other heroes to protect it. We got Oracle and the Bad Girls. We got Ghostmaker. Harley's a good person now. We got Dick coming back and forth. I can be free. I can go other places.
It would also it'd be interesting because like at this moment, I don't think he's actually met Jace Fox yet.
No, he hasn't.
So like he could see that as like, oh, so like a random person became Batman. Like what does that have an effect on him? Does that like mean that like he's not alone? Is that the sign that he is not alone in this?
Right. Although then again, you figure if he's Lucius's son, even if he is his like wayward son, Bruce probably met Jace at some point.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sure that's a flashback we'll see at some point, like the Wayne family Christmas party. He met him.
Yeah, the first issue of that I Am Batman series starts this week.
Does it actually?
Yeah, which I think is a Fear State tie-in because he's suiting up as Batman for the first time.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to get people into this. Hey everyone, it's the first new issue of this big new series, and it's a tie-in.
Yeah.
I also feel like I can't pick that up yet because I want to go back and read the digital series that I didn't, so I'm all caught up for this because it's all written by the same guy, so I figure it's got to be important.
Yeah, like it is, but like as well as like. You don't really need to, because all that, because this, it's a continuation, but like in that series he doesn't particularly make any like leaps to become Batman. Like he gets like like a bat armor and starts fucking around with it, but doesn't use it to the first issue of I Am Batman.
Right.
And it's just mainly all like setup sort of stuff.
I'm a weird completionist, so I need to go read it.
Yeah.
Weird completion. What a weird rollout, John Ridley's Batman has. Like, oh, you're going to be the next big thing. When Tynion's done at issue 100, oops, COVID, oops, what is it, 5G not happening? You'll get tie-ins and a digital and a series after the fact.
Yeah, we'll give you issues in Future State and then like a digital book, and then this I Am Batman book, which is technically his big debut in mainline comics.
Which, man, DC Warner Brothers, the optics on this are not good, that you keep letting down and putting the Black Man on the back burner and being like, we'll get to you when we get to you.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like instead of Joshua Williamson taking the book, like it should have been John Ridley with his Batman. Like it was teed up for that. It was kind of teed up for that.
Sure was.
Yeah.
It really was. Like that was going to be the plan until it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing. Also, like what you told me last week, it's like, HBO Plus, get all these, DC superhero movies on here, all these originals, all the non-white characters.
Yeah.
Oof. just saying, guys. I'm not saying you're racist. I'm just saying maybe you need to work on your optics, because it sure looks like you're making choices that racist people would make.
Yeah.
And not all racism is hard R racism. Sometimes it's just doing shitty things like that and not thinking about it.
Yeah.
You can be diet racist. You can be vanilla racist.
Diet racist.
That's one of my favorite college humor sketches. Diet racism. It's just a lady cracking a can, being like, the Irish were discriminated against too. Yeah, like 300 years ago, and they got real white real quick, didn't they? But yeah, so that was Fear State. It's taken a long time to get started, isn't it?
Oh boy, and then we got like the checklist of all the books. I'm like, I'm reading Batman, I Am Batman, and Detective. That's and Nightwing. That's all I'm reading.
Books I'm reading anyway.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Flash, for the follow.
Thank you. Yeah. I just really, like, as I said last week as well, I'm just really upset that Nightwing, like, it was starting to pick up steam on those stories.
Preempted because of this.
And then just like, no, Fear State.
As Jaden brings up, John Ridley is going to be on Black Panther now. That's true. That's a pretty good consolation prize. I will have to start reading Black Panther now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I actually had a super family-centric story that you're probably going to appreciate.
Yeah.
So it was Suicide Squad 2021 annual. God, I hate the way DC has put their annuals now where the date is before it. No, the number goes at the end.
Yeah, it is very annoying. But as well as it kind of makes sense, because then you don't get people asking you, well, if this is number 1, when's number 2 coming out?
Exactly, which they used to do that. They used to put the numbers there.
Yeah.
Then they just stopped, and now they're doing this, which feels like such a freaking half measure. But so yeah, 3 Suicide Squad books came out this week. This was the one I was able to read because it's actually a continuation of issue 6, not issue 7 that came out this week.
I read the two Suicide Squad books. I haven't read Get Jokey yet, though.
Neither have I. I'm also waiting on that one. I might now go back to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for it to be done because it's only a 3-parter. Who knows? But yeah, Suicide Squad Annual 2021 finally answers the question, what the hell is the deal with Connor Kent on this team? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Did you read it?
I did, yeah.
So, yeah, what did you think of it? I think they actually managed to find a pretty fucking great way to have their cake and eat it, too.
I thought it was a pretty damn good way. The only problem I had is that this was spoiled to me in solicitations, because they ruined it.
Oh,
because they're like, they had like one for like issue 5 or something, and it's got him on the show, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a fucking bizarro.
God damn it, that's such a shame. So yeah, at the end of issue 6, the team got sent to Russia because their Superboy had got beaten up by Ultraman, and they needed to find a serum that would get him back to normal, because he was freaking the fuck out, and they needed to try and get him back to himself. Only to their surprise, they were met by Superboy, leather jacket wearing Superboy that we last saw in Young Justice.
Yeah, the Young Justice and Action Comics, where he was staying on the Kent farm.
Yeah. Captain Kun again. Never forget, DC said we need more Trump readers reading the book to fill Jimenez on his Superwoman run from DC.
Yeah.
I do remember that, Captain Kun. Boy, do I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, I think that was during the election. I don't know if he had won yet or not, but yes, they're like, oh, we need to court more of these readers. Oh, yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, back to this one here. So yeah, we see leather-clad jacket Superboy for the first time in a long time, and it calls into question, well, who the hell is this guy we've been dealing with if this Superboy is here?
Yeah, like, who is he? Is he a clone? Is he someone masquerading as Superboy? What is he?
Is it a multiverse thing?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, turns out this facility that the squad got sent to infiltrate belongs to a group called the Agenda, which is actually a real group from Superboy comics from like 1996.
Yes.
So, what is it? Robbie Thomas did his fucking homework when he covered this one. And if you know anything about the Agenda, you know that they made the clone of Superboy that was Match.
Yep.
And that is because the Superboy we have been dealing with is, in fact, Match. Waller kidnapped him, shot him up with a bunch of memories, and gave him a serum, so he's not all ugly, weird, and bizarro-talky.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the shirt on backwards and everything, and he needs to take the serum every couple of days or every day or something, so he doesn't freak out and destroy everything.
Which is actually so brilliant for Waller, because it's like, I want a super person, but I can't just take Superboy because people will ask questions and people will come looking for him. No one's looking for Match, so I'll just take Match and I will groom him and make him into my Superboy.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's a really, really fun idea for this. And it's great, too, because now that, real Superboy knows what's going on here with Waller and the fact that she's stealing people from Earth 3 and everything and trying to build her own anti-Justice League, he drops a fucking dime on them. He calls the League. He calls, Checkmate to come and arrest them all. And Waller's like, not today, fuckers. I'm leaving. And so, yeah, all of Task Force X ends up going rogue, and Waller has a goddamn island base like a fucking James Bond villain.
Yeah. Task Force X Island or something.
I love that so much, and it's like, yep, we've all gone rogue now. We're actively working against the American government and the superheroes, and I'm like, that's such a cool twist for this. And what is it? The team is like, so we went from prisoners to hostages, huh? She's never going to let us go now, right? Because we know too much. Hey, you know who could save us here? Superman. We don't have a Superman. We do have Match. Maybe if we treat him right and get him back to himself, he'll feel heroic enough to want to save us.
Yeah, Matt will turn him into the Superman that we saw in Future State.
Which is, again, a really cool idea. We're villains, but we need a hero to help us.
Yeah.
That's a really, really clever idea. Again, after that Tom Taylor Suicide Squad book, I didn't think anything could, be as good for the squad, but this is getting there.
It's taken a little bit, mainly because it had that goddamn awful tie-in with the Titans. But yeah, now it's like starting to hit its stride and like answer questions every issue, and yeah, it's just chugging along.
The promise of a multiversal team is cool. They recruited Black Siren, so she's just on the team now.
Yep.
I like it a lot. I didn't read number 7 that came out this week. I know Ambush Bug is in it, though.
Yeah, he like kind of joins the team, and it's like a kind of fun adventure sort of thing. Yeah.
A nice palate cleanser after all the deep, serious shit. They needed it.
Yeah.
They needed it. What else did you have this week, Matt? I had 3 more.
I had Avengers issue 48.
Right, okay, yeah, we're back with Jason Aaron. What's happening in this book now?
This is the World War She-Hulk storyline. She-Hulk's been conditioned by the Red Room and turned into the Winter Hulk.
Uh-oh, that sounds bad. Also, Callie Frederick, I like T-shirt Superboy more than leather jacket Superboy. Me too, actually, in a weird way. How do you fall on that, Matt? Because you're a bigger Super Family fan.
I like the leather jacket one just because it's like that's 90s personified. Like the whole costume he has, I really like that costume.
Metropolis kid, don't call me Superman. I like the shirt just because it's simple, and I like where it's like, you don't need a cape to be a super person. You just need the symbol. Like the symbol itself is just so powerful.
Yeah.
Which again, hey, if someone's gonna have that look, now Match gets to have it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
we can have it all. Yeah, we could have both of them.
Have your cake and eat it too. Superman's got a new costume and authority, and John has a new suit too. So again, it's a great time for costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to what you were saying about Winter Hulks.
Well, you got really loud there for a minute.
Oh, did I? I didn't mean to.
Yeah, your audio was all fucked up.
How about now?
Yeah, it's going back to normal.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't want to blow anyone's mics.
You're just doing the ear rape.
Winter Hulk. How about it?
Yeah.
On Prairie Home Companion.
So yeah, Winter Hulk. This issue wasn't entirely focused on the Winter Hulk. It was focused on Gorilla Man.
Oh shit.
Who was the one who betrayed the Avengers to the Winter Guard and allowed the Winter Guard to sneak into Avengers Mountain and take Jennifer.
That's right. That happened when I was reading too. They were setting him up as like a sleeper agent.
Yeah, and he ended up like beating the hell out of Iron Man and let them all in and everything. But he wanted them to kill him. That was like the deal. Like he wanted to die, but they left him alive. They left him alive because that was his punishment. So now he's like all depressed and like he's getting drunk in bars in Baglia and everything, and like he hates life and everything because he's like, hey, people come and try and kill me, but I end up fucking killing them because I'm fucking Gorilla Man and I'm fucking strong and whatnot. And he's like trying to provoke villains in this bar and everything, and She-Hulk comes and like takes him because of his relations with the Winter Guard and everything. And She-Hulk's got her own plan, which is she needs help to get to the Atlantic Ocean, where the Atlanteans are, because as we find out, she plans on killing Namor.
Right, because that's a storyline that's still been going on. Him and his Defenders of the Deep.
Well, not only that, it's because it's more a revenge, because She-Hulk and Namor's fight in Moscow kind of leveled the entire city, and this is like the Winter Hulk is charged with killing Namor for his part in that.
Right.
And Gorilla Man decides to take charge and be, okay, I'm going to try and convince Jennifer of who she is, and I'm going to try and bring her back to light, and this is going to be like my redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like following her around trying to do that. The Avengers are trying to like track her down. Blade's doing his thing as the sheriff of Chernobyl, and which is
very cool.
He links it up with like they still don't know why they wanted Jennifer. They think they wanted her for the same reason they wanted Wolverine, which was to drink her blood and become a Daywalker, because she's fucking gamma powered rage monster. Probably
true
work.
enough. The chat is asking a very good question. How did she suddenly have long, flowing blonde hair now? Well, because Russia, that's why.
Yeah, I imagine they dyed her hair. She's red now as well. She's got a white costume. Again, it's the Red Room sort of stuff.
Because Red Hulks are bad.
Yeah. So she ends up fighting Namor and like his people and everything, but that's all a cover, because as they're fighting over there, the Red Widow and her team are sneaking a giant nuclear device into Atlantis because they plan on committing mass genocide and killing all Atlanteans and wiping them off the face of the earth for what they did to Moscow.
That seems bad.
Yeah.
But also sounds like something the Russian government would sanction.
Yeah, and the book ends with Gorilla Man. He had to fight like Atlanteans because they crossed him. They called him human, which he hates. So he ended up having to kill a bunch of them. And he tries to he manages to get through to Jennifer, and she comes back for like a second. And then the conditioning takes over. So he's like, right, well, I'm gonna go and stop her even if it kills me. And he dons the scuba gear and heads down to Atlantis to become the first gorilla in Atlantis.
That actually sounds like a really solid Gorilla Man story that the Avengers guest star in.
Yeah. I like that it went there, and I like that we actually got to explore the repercussions of what this guy did and like how he feels and everything. And I wish other people thought the exact same, because I had like a bunch of comics being like, no, Gorilla Man killed Ursa Major. I'm like, no, Red Widow killed him. There's literally a page where Red Widow slits his throat, Yeah,
it sounded like opinions on this book ran very hot and cold. I saw you tweeting about it. I'm like, really? People are getting bent out of shape over something Gorilla Man did? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Also, I can't imagine anything sadder. What is it? Suicide by bar fight.
Yeah, in Bagalia, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally like the lowest I think anyone could go.
Yeah.
Very much the lowest. What else did I have this week? I had Daredevil 34.
Ooh, what's happening in Daredevil?
So Daredevil took over an entire prison after he found out the secret lab that they had underneath where they were experimenting on prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they're trying out a brand new drug called Reset.
Okay.
Now, what do you think Reset does, Matt, and why they would be using it on prisoners?
It resets stuff. It makes them confess crimes or something.
Good guess, but Reset is, of course, short for recidivism. The book doesn't tell this, but that's an SAT word I know. Recidivism it's, are you more likely to recommit crimes after you've been released? And the idea is because this is a corrupt for-profit prison, they shoot the inmates up with Reset, which makes them angrier and more violent and more likely to reoffend and go back to jail.
Okay.
Reset is also infectious, so when they release these mostly black and brown people into their communities, they end up infecting other people with it, causing them to create violent crimes and torpedoing whole communities.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and Daredevil figured this out, but he also got exposed to the Reset, so he's now more violent and out of his mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Detective Cole North has to go in there and help him, and they end up having themselves like a big old fist fight in Cell Block D.
Awesome.
And it's so great because Daredevil's like, I gotta burn down the whole system now that I know how corrupt it is. And how could you, Cole North, being a New York cop, how could you dare take part, in this messed up system? And North is like, yeah, I agree. The legal system in America is deeply fucked and deeply wrong. But you know what? I'm actually out here trying to do something, being a good cop in a dirty force, and that puts like a target on my back.
Yep.
And I'm never going to get the help I need, and I'm probably fighting an endless battle. But you know what I'm not doing? Sniveling in a jail cell, self-flagellating myself when Bullseye is out here killing people.
Oh, God. Yes.
And Daredevil's like, well, fuck, you got me that time. That was, yep, you got me good. Also, I know I said I'd stay here and, pay my debt to society. But now that I know Bullseye is out there, I gotta go. So he fights his way past all the SWAT cops and everyone else and escapes.
Oh, no.
To go fight Bullseye. And meanwhile, Elektra's like, well, shit, I guess I'm gonna go die in this fight with Bullseye because there's more than one.
Yeah.
But, that's the right thing to do, I guess. That's the heroic thing to do. It's what Matt would do. But before I do go, I got to put my affairs in order. So she basically signs over a bunch of property and money to that girl, Alice, she's been taking care of.
Oh, nice. Yeah, bringing it back to like when she stole the all that money from that family, the Storm, whatever
Winds,
they were.
Yeah.
Storm Winds, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And it's also Elektra being like, hey, so I thought I could raise you and train you and make you like a sidekick and bring you into this superhero community. I'm only now realizing how deeply fucked that is, especially because I never got a choice in any of that. I was literally raised as a child to be an assassin.
Yep.
So the best and most normal thing I can do for you, Alice, is actually give you the chance to leave. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really nice and really self-aware. And also juxtaposes very nicely with the Kingpin story, where he's all pissed that Typhoid Mary, despite the fact that I think they ended up sleeping together in the last issue, left to go fight Bullseye on her own. And because Wilson is such a possessive guy, no one can ever go. No one can ever leave me. I can never let the things I love go.
Yep.
And I'm like, see, you and Elektra doing the opposite of each other. And it all leads to a big fight in Times Square, and Bullseye's taken over the screen. So we see Elektra on all of them. But wait, that's not Elektra. That's Typhoid Mary in a Daredevil costume.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they're going to team up, actually, to fight the Bullseyes together. And it's like, one-on-one, we couldn't win this. But if we fought together...
Yeah.
Then we might actually do it. I'm like, oh, how cool is it to see them all fight together?
That's cool, yeah.
Kali Fraser there saying, I bet Alice sticks around after this. Yeah, probably. You're right, Kali. I don't imagine her leaving either.
Yeah, well, I imagine she's going to be part of that Devil's Reign storyline as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, they're definitely building up to all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daredevil continues to be great, continues to be awesome, goes from strength to strength.
Awesome.
So good, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm only a couple of issues behind, so I'm thinking if I get some free time, which I'm probably going to get soon, I'm just going to catch up on it.
It's a treat. It's a real treat. It's one of the best things on the shelf.
Yeah.
What else did you have, Matt? I had two more.
I've got one more, and that is Avengers Tech-On issue 2.
Oh yes, from friend of the show Jim Zub.
Yeah. So we get even more like Power Rangers Sentai like concepts this issue. because the Avengers now have all their armors and everything, and they fight the Red Skull for the first time. Captain America's shield ends up getting destroyed because Red Skull is still a bit too powerful for them. So he ends up escaping, and the team sort of like get acclimated to their new costumes. Wolverine's keeps him alive because it simulates his healing factor, so it stops his bones and everything. Cap gets a new shield from Iron Man. There's a great like little bit there where it's like it kind of brings back to like the whole Power Rangers thing where it's like we got to do it as a team. Where Steve is like he's kind of upset that Tony and Peter like just made these armors for them and like didn't talk about it or anything. He's like, we're a team. We need to do this as a team. Why didn't you tell us? They're cool suits and everything, and I got a cool new shield, but you need to talk to us. We're a team and all that stuff. I'm like, that's exactly something you'd see in Power Rangers.
Very much so.
And they end up tracking more of the Infinity Mirror shards, and they find out that Venom is using it, but it's not the actual Venom. It's a it's kind of like a putty monster that the not Lord Zed Red Skull has made. It's like his gold. Skull. He's like his Goldar sort of thing.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
Where it's sort of like a husk that emulates Venom's powers and everything, and he's all armored up and everything, like a Power Rangers villain. So they end up fighting him, and it's here we get to see the Avengers like special moves, which is called the Hatsu Protocol, and it's basically just Iron Man gets like a big fucking gun and shoots.
Love everything
and shoots him. But what's cool about it is they end up they're powered by things called power coins.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, that the suit runs on, and there's the whole thing where it's like if you use it too much, you could get injured or even die, and it's like you can only use them when your gauge is full. You know, you got enough hits in and you've dodged enough that you feel
too much
your
pink energy
gauge
is dangerous.
Yeah. And Red Skull meanwhile has sent something to attack Wakanda, so Black Panther has to rush off to defend his country. And we find Red Skull making more villains in his like lab, and he ends up
his monsters grow.
Yeah, he ends up making the Lord of Lies, a Loki monster, which looks exactly like a Power Rangers villain, big shoulder pads and long horns and everything, and yeah, that's where the issue ends.
Okay, this sounds sick as hell. Why am I not reading this?
It's so good. It's so damn good. It's so damn good.
This sounds like 100% my jam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy the first 2 issues when we're done here. I'll just lightning round through my last 2 here. I had Defenders #2, also from Al Ewing. They go back in time to Galactus's planet. Doctor Strange almost fucks Galactus's mom.
Oh God.
Because of course he would. Why wouldn't he? Norrin Rad actually gets to see little baby Galactus in like his Venture Brothers style learning bed.
Do they do the whole thing? It's like, well, we could kill the Hitler. What?
You better believe they do. Norrin's like, I could do it. I could reach over right now and I could kill this little fucking baby right now. I could totally do it, and it would save me so much trouble. And Master Raider pulls out a gun. It's like, don't you kill that baby.
We saw what happened when Frank Castle tried to do this with Thanos, and it ended badly. Well, it ended pretty coolly, but it ended badly.
They also imply that like because of his cosmic awareness, Silver Surfer's like, I know who you are, Master Raider. I've always known who you are. Which means he's probably someone we already know. Also, you're lying to Doctor Strange about the reason for this time travel trip, but I'm not going to tell him about it if you keep this secret that I thought about killing the baby.
Yeah, don't tell the Doctor I tried to kill a baby.
He doesn't kill the baby, though, but he's like, you know what? I actually feel bad for Galactus now, seeing the way he was raised in this, like, cold, unloving environment. So he, like, actually picks up baby Galen and actually shows him like a little love and like a little, you know, tenderness and everything. And he really, really hopes that, you know, that is what is it going to make him not an asshole in the future. So Silver Surfer actually picks the third option in the would you travel back in time and kill baby Hitler. It's the no, I wouldn't kill him. No, I wouldn't spare him. It's the third option. I would try and teach him to not be an asshole.
And that somehow makes him
an even bigger asshole.
Yeah, like he just remembers some silver alien looking dude giving him love where everyone else doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's why he chose Silver Surfer as his herald.
As his guy. Yeah. That's the thing too, where like Norrin's like, I might have just made things worse. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get back to the present. Oops. So that was good. That was good stuff. I really like that one. So that was really solid. And the last one I had this week was Justice League Infinity.
I read that one as well, yeah.
Good stuff, right?
It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good Jack Kirby, Darwin Cook weirdness.
Yeah. We actually get to see Earth D, and for a second there, I'm like, oh, did they invent Earth D for the animated universe? No, it's a Marv Wolfman creation from the original 85 Crisis.
Yep.
In fact, Wolfman says that's the world as he wanted it to be after the first Crisis.
Nice.
Right down to an African-American Superman and Supergirl Wonder Woman. I'm like, that's pretty fucking dope.
I do like that, like, it's technically Calvin Ellis, but it's not Calvin Ellis.
It predates him by many years. It's just Cal.
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't think we ever got that guy's origin story, but he's just Cal, and I'm like, oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
We get to see Superman hanging out in the Fourth Reich universe there, get to hang out with the Freedom Fighters, good guy Zod, who is the son of a rabbi, Emil Hamilton, who turned himself into Doomsday.
Yep. And a Metallo. Who was the Metallo? Was it Natasha?
I think that's
Natasha
I was
Irons?
Gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's Natasha Irons, which is also kind of cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're hanging out being like, man, this multiversal, incursion problem sure isn't helping us topple our Nazi regime. But hey, don't worry, because you just don't have one Superman, you have two Supermen now.
Yeah, because the not Calvin Ellis comes over to this universe. But they, as we found out, the like heroes are meant to like switch places.
Yes.
Like what Superman and Overman did, but no one switched place with Cal this time.
Yeah, he just kind of showed up. Great moment, too, where you think they're about to fight for a second and they're flying at each other and they're like, wait, why are we fighting? We're both Superman. We're both good.
Yeah, we don't need to fight. We know each other are good.
Yeah, exactly. I looked in your eyes and I saw the measure of your soul because that's another power I have.
Yeah.
I loved that. That's so wonderful. And it's like, wait, yeah, why are we fighting? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's help each other out.
Again, it's like that thing where it's like, oh, if there's two Superman, they have to fight. It's like, no, they wouldn't fight.
One Superman couldn't liberate this world, but two Superman, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the Justice League, meanwhile, sort of figure out what these portals are, and Manhunter gets like a signal through one of them, which is going to be Amazo. It's going to be that Amazo. I have to imagine it will be.
Yeah.
And he wants to follow it, so they end up getting like a pimp and gold javelin called the Infinity Javelin, created by
cool.
Adam and Mr. Terrific and Wayne Enterprises.
Glad they got to do something.
Yeah, and they end up, before they end up going, Wonder Woman ends up getting switched, and the heroes think that maybe she possibly died because she switched with like a Wonder Woman who was already dead.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate. That bit also reminded me where it's like, oh yeah, I guess Bruce and Diana were a couple in this show, weren't they? Or at least they were shipping them really hard. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's why he's so angry when it happened.
So mad. I was gonna bone down. Now I can't. They're actual bones now. That ain't happening.
And we find out Wonder Woman ended up on some frozen hellscape where she meets Darkseid, or a Darkseid. Who seems to be quite friendly.
Very, yeah, which I love that idea, because, like, yeah, this can't be the original Darkseid, because when we last saw Darkseid in this universe, he fused with Brainiac and then probably got stuck in the Source Wall.
Yep.
Which, yeah, what are the odds of that? Like, an actually friendly Darkseid?
That'd be pretty cool.
We've had friendly General Zod, so I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I like friendly General Zod, actually. He seems like a cool dude. He's not a Kryptonian, he's just a guy who happens to be a general.
Well, that's an actual General Zod from continuity.
Oh, really?
It's one from the... who was writing it at the time? I want to say Jerry Ordway. He's the one that Superman killed. With the kryptonite box, and what sent Superman on like his whole journey where he discovered like the Eradicator Matrix and everything.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because the costume looks the same. You're right.
Yep.
That's funny. That's cool. I like that. Man, this thing is doing deep cuts, not even just to the animated universe now. Yeah. It's doing deep cuts to everything.
Oh yeah, it's a celebration of the multiverse, and it's perfect time as well for it because of the infinite frontier and everything. You can say this is a multiverse in that multiverse.
It is. And like again, like I should hate it because of that, but it's done so well.
It feels like an episode of the show.
It
like
really does.
This is like a multi-part episode.
DeMathis, man, can still just bring the fucking heat all this time. Like, it's my favorite Justice League book right now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's pretty
choices.
good.
This is my favorite.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's pretty damn good. I hope this keeps going.
Yeah.
All right, so is that everything for this week, Matt? Is that everything fit to print?
That's everything.
All right, I guess we can start winding this down then. Again, thank you everyone for coming out and hanging out with us here on Sunday night. We know you have a lot of choices in entertainment tonight. We're glad you took this time to spend it with us. Thank you everyone who donated. We really appreciate that. You're really making this switch to YouTube worth it. You know, helping us keep the lights on in these trying times and everything. We promise that money goes to good use and gets reinvested back in the show as best we can.
It certainly does, yeah.
Thank you, of course, always to the patrons for supporting us all the time, every month there. Of course, if you are a patron, you'll be able to get this show in both audio and visual format first before anyone else.
Yep.
Thank you to Wild Bill Soda that continues to support us in all of its ways. That's always really appreciated. You can use the promo code Cape Joel. What is it, to get yourself a nice healthy discount?
Yeah, 10%
on that one.
discount.
10% discount. Get yourself a nice drink. See, God, we're so bad at ads. We should really, make that more of a focal point of the episode. We never do. Again, hey, if you're a sponsor out there and want to sponsor us, we can totally give you the same treatment, but better. But better. So again, thank you so much everyone for coming up and showing us, especially now on this big 250th milestone. Here's 250 more.
Yeah.
Until we both drop dead.
Even then, in the afterlife, we'll still be doing this show.
It's a ghost cast, the first ever ghost cast. It'll be one of those paranormal jackasses with their e-meters. Like, who's that? We hear two voices. They're talking about comics. It's going to be the first podcast, delivered directly to your spirit box. From beyond the grave.
Yeah, you have to go to Zach Baggins's museum.
Yeah, to hear it. Oh, geez, they're still talking about Spider-Man even from beyond the grave. They can't stop. No, I can never stop talking about this retcon. It'll never let me go. So, yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.